So as you guys know, North Korea has tested another nuclear weapon, which means the story has been covered from many different angles, and Mother Jones decided to talk about the official Twitter account of North Korea. Now, North Korea's Twitter account is following 3 people. In fact, let's take a look at the graphic. The first 2 I can barely pronounce, so I'm just not going to. Pyongyang, DPRK, you guys get the picture. But then there's
I think that's the official North Korean party.
Yes, and then the very last account is Jimmy Dushku, who is a 25-year-old guy living in Texas. All right, so lots of really interesting facts about this 25-year-old. First of all, he's independently wealthy. At the age of 14, he started a web development website or company.
Damn.
And then he made a ton of money off that, and then he proceeded to invest that money. And he made lots of great investments. In fact, there were construction projects in Europe that he invested in, residential properties in Texas, mining and agriculture in Brazil and Peru. This is not your ordinary 25-year-old. So there he is. And he also has friends, including the bodyguard for Justin Bieber, and I'm assuming that he knows these people because he lives in rich neighborhoods. But anyway.
That's hilarious. I know Dennis Quaid and the bodyguard for Justin Bieber. Would you like to invest in my Peruvian mine? But hey, bless his heart, man. Self-made man, I guess.
Yeah, it makes me feel like a failure in life. But anyway, moving on. So he's successful. So why is it that North Korea is following him? And here's what he had to say. People always ask me how it happened, and I honestly can't remember. It started sometime back in 2010. I was initially surprised, but I always try to make friends with people from all different locations and backgrounds.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Okay. So what's fascinating is he has actually communicated with the official North Korea Twitter page. They've, you know, had conversations via Twitter.
What do they talk about?
They're just like friendly with one another. Like he'll write things like, "Oh, friend, how are you doing? What's going on?" Like that kind of stuff. Like small talk. And he alleges that North Korea has offered him a trip to the country to visit and, you know, see what's going on. And he's thinking about taking them up on that offer.
Don't do it, Jimmy. Now, look, they might be communicating because actually North Korean leaders like Western culture a lot. Now, the current leader is Kim Jong-un, and the former leader was, of course, Kim Il-jung, who actually kidnapped a couple of actresses from the West, well, I believe from Japan, and made them perform movies for him.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay? And so they love movies, they love Western culture, but they also kidnap folks to make that happen. So, Jimmy, don't go, okay? This ain't the same thing as your Peruvian mine. It's a bad idea.
By the way, out of courtesy, Dushku says he followed North Korea's account in return, and here's an example of them communicating. He wrote to them, "Have a nice day, my friend," in Korean. So it's just small talk, nothing big, but he should be careful. He sounds like a smart kid. Don't go to North Korea.
Yeah, not only don't go to North Korea, but honestly, the other thing is, I mean, I get it, it's weird, it's different, it's cool, it seems that way, but the North Korean leadership is not cool. They have gulags, they have concentration camps, they, you know, imprison their entire population in essence, let alone the people that they put into those labor camps.
Yeah.
And the stories out of those labor camps are enormously sad, depressing, etc., massively oppressive, let alone the fact that they're unbalanced and God knows what they're going to do with the rest of the world.
So, final point to make about the story very quickly. So after, you know, individuals saw that he was communicating with this this Twitter page, he started getting death threats. And people started coming after him because they saw him as a sympathizer, somebody who was in favor of what the North Korean government is doing.
Don't do that either, man. He doesn't mean any harm by it. He's not a sympathizer. He just thinks, oh, wow, that's kind of cool that the North Korean government's talking to no one but me, Jimmy Dushku, right? I get his motivation. I'd tone it down if I was him, but don't hate on him either.